The Incredible Hulk. Number 4. November, 1962. In a hidden lab, Rick Jones operates a complex ray machine over the unconscious body of the Hulk. Nervously, Rick knows that a mistake could kill them both, but insists he must try. He hopes the machine can revert the Hulk back into Bruce Banner. As the machine's power builds to a dangerous level, Rick prepares to pull the lever, aware that failure could spell disaster for everyone. And now, what everyone has been hoping for, the third retelling of the Hulk's origin in 4 issues. As Rick Jones prepares the machine, the story shifts to Betty Ross, reflecting on Bruce Banner. She recalls first meeting him before the Hulk drove them apart. Her father introduced Bruce as the creator of the Gamma Bomb during a military test. Bruce was courteous and humble, and Betty was instantly impressed. When a teen boy, Rick, ran into the test area, Bruce rushed out to save him moments before detonation. The bomb exploded, exposing Bruce to deadly gamma rays. Though he survived, he returned changed, strange and distant. Soon after, the Hulk emerged, unleashing destruction. Betty recounts how the Hulk appeared before her, seemingly trying to communicate rather than harm her. But she fainted, soldiers arrived, and the hunt for the creature began. Betty recalls waking in Bruce's lab after fainting, shocked by the destruction around her. The Hulk loomed nearby but was interrupted when Rick Jones burst in, pleading with the Hulk to stop and go back. Miraculously, the Hulk obeyed. Betty reflects on the strange link between Rick, Bruce, and the Hulk, suspecting Rick holds the key to the mystery. She rushes to inform her father, believing Rick may help solve Bruce's disappearance. Meanwhile, the military prepares for a rocket test. Betty is warned to stay back as they demonstrate a weapon designed to one day capture the Hulk. Soldiers prepare to launch a jet-powered Hulk facsimile as part of Plan B, aiming to test the weapon's effectiveness in future Hulk confrontations. As a jet-powered Hulk facsimile launches into the sky, Betty momentarily mistakes it for the real Hulk. Her father explains it's just a decoy, used to test their new weapon, the iceberg rocket. She asks why it's called that, and he tells her to watch. The rocket slams into its target and releases a burst of special chemicals that instantly solidify into a thick layer of ice, trapping the fake Hulk mid-flight. The demonstration is a success, and the general proudly declares that's how they'll capture the real Hulk when the time comes. As the test concludes and soldiers examine the frozen dummy, Betty turns to her father, ready to finally share what she knows. Betty pleads with her father to find Rick Jones, believing it's the key to both Bruce Banner's disappearance and the Hulk's mystery. Though General Ross dismisses Banner as troublesome, Betty insists Rick may hold all the answers. Convinced, Ross issues a top priority order to locate the boy. Meanwhile, Rick speaks to the silent Hulk, desperate to reverse the transformation before it's too late. He acknowledges that only he knows the truth, that Bruce Banner is the Hulk, transformed by a bizarre accident, and now responsive only to Rick's commands. As troops close in to capture Rick, he panics. Acting quickly, he tells the Hulk to leap away. Obeying Rick's order, the Hulk makes a powerful jump that launches him into the air like he's flying. Moments after the Hulk's leap, soldiers spot something flying overhead but dismiss it to avoid seeming irrational. They find Rick Jones and take him to General Ross, who accuses Rick of hiding information about Bruce Banner's disappearance. Betty pleads with Rick to speak, but he refuses, fearing no one would believe Bruce is the Hulk, and that silence may lead to suspicion of murder. Meanwhile, the Hulk soars aimlessly, now out of Rick's mental range. As his momentum fades, he sees a stalled school bus stuck on train tracks with a speeding express train approaching. Without conscious thought, something deep within his mind, perhaps a trace of Bruce Banner, reactivates. The Hulk charges forward like a battering ram, intercepting the train just in time to save the children. News of the Hulk saving a school bus floods headlines, though officials dismiss the story as mass hysteria. Meanwhile, on a nearby movie set, a sci-fi film shoot is underway. The director pushes a young actress to act more frightened, but when she suddenly screams in real terror, everyone assumes it's just great acting, until the Hulk appears on set. Chaos erupts as the crew realizes it's not a prop but the real Hulk, and they scatter in panic. A short time later, at the studio commissary, the Hulk calmly waits in the lunch line demanding food. The Hulk chows on a big pot of soup, sending the cook running back to his old hash house. After the chaos on set settles, bystanders attempt to detain the Hulk, hoping to exploit him for a monster movie. But with a deafening thunderclap, the Hulk slams his massive hands together, unleashing a shockwave that stuns the crowd. Using the moment, he leaps skyward once again. His powerful jump propels him over the city when a distant psychic call from Rick Jones cuts through his clouded thoughts, urging him to follow Rick's mental trail. As this happens, Rick is being transported by soldiers to an army prison. Suddenly, a soldier notices something in the rearview mirror, Hulk, flying through the air directly toward them. The Hulk swoops in and rescues Rick from the military jeep, then carries him through the sky to a remote cave. Once they land, Rick urges the Hulk to follow him into a hidden laboratory one Bruce Banner built before his transformation. Rick explains this may be their only chance to reverse the change and clear his own name. They reach the gamma ray machine, and Rick confesses his uncertainty. The machine's instructions are too technical for him to fully understand. Desperate, Rick pleads with the Hulk to show any sign that Bruce is still inside. He needs guidance to operate the device safely. At last, the Hulk responds faintly but clearly, "Try, Rick." It's enough for Rick to take the risk and begin the process. Back to the present, Rick prepares to activate the gamma ray machine, fully aware of the danger. He knows that too much power could kill them both, but doing nothing might mean failure. As the rays reach critical mass, he pulls the lever. Gamma rays bathe the Hulk. Rick sees it's working. The Hulk's form begins to revert, and Bruce Banner's face re-emerges. But Rick hesitates too long. Fumbling with the controls, he fails to shut off the rays in time. Bruce is overexposed before Rick finally stops the machine. Panicked, Rick begs him to respond. Slowly, Bruce begins to stir. Rick helps him drink a restorative tonic. Banner is weakened but conscious. Now weak and wheelchair-bound, Bruce reflects on his lost strength, but tells Rick not to blame himself. He's grateful to be human again. Still, Bruce knows he can't stay helpless. He instructs Rick to wheel him to the gamma ray machine, hoping to regain the Hulk's body but retain his own mind. Bruce fine-tunes the device, making delicate adjustments and testing the dials himself. The transformation begins again. As Rick watches the process unfold, he sees Bruce change back into the Hulk, but isn't sure if Banner's mind survived the process. Suddenly, the Hulk rises without Rick's command. Rick panics, realizing he's lost control. He worries the Hulk might be just as dangerous as before, and if so, he might not survive. Rick panics as the Hulk rises, fearing he's lost control for good, but the Hulk stops and speaks. "Rick!" It's Bruce's mind in control. He excitedly explains the ray worked. He now has the Hulk's strength with Banner's intelligence. Rick is amazed, but Bruce grows intense, almost manic, boasting about the limitless possibilities. He's arranged the controls to revert at will, but Rick grows uneasy. Though Bruce claims to retain his mind, he seems fiercer, crueler, still dangerous. Later, Rick trails him through the countryside as the Hulk revels in his unmatched power. Spotting a burning cabin, the Hulk leaps into action. Inside, a mother and her children are trapped in smoke. As flames and fumes rise, the kids begin to choke and panic, unaware help is coming. The Hulk immediately rips off the flaming wall of the cabin and hurls it away, extinguishing the fire in one swift move. Inside, the rescued family is stunned. The fire is out and they're safe, though they struggle to grasp what just happened. The mother comforts her children while the father insists the wall didn't vanish, it was simply torn away. Outside, the Hulk explains he took care of it, but his appearance still terrifies them. A local deputy, hearing the commotion, sees the flaming debris and quickly assumes the worst. Believing the Hulk to be the monster from radio alerts, he opens fire. As bullets fly, the Hulk grabs Rick and leaps away, frustrated at the lack of appreciation for his efforts. With panic spreading, authorities issue an all-points alert to hunt down the Hulk. Meanwhile, Rick urges the Hulk to return to the lab, and the Hulk gruffly acknowledges, tired of being attacked and hunted. Back in the hidden lab, Hulk uses a rigged switch to activate the gamma ray machine once more, confident no one will find him. The transformation begins again, Hulk to Banner, as the powerful rays take effect. Bruce reappears, exhausted but conscious. He tells Rick the process is too draining to repeat often and collapses onto the bed. As Rick tends to him, Bruce silently reflects. Though the Hulk now has his brain, he remains volatile and dangerous. Rick, unaware of Bruce's inner fears, promises to stick by the doctor's side no matter what, as Bruce drifts into uneasy sleep. Here's our second story, the Gladiator from outer space. Without warning, a strange craft descends from the sky, landing abruptly in a city park. Its landing gear slams into the earth, startling crowds of people who scatter in alarm. As the odd vehicle settles on the ground, curious onlookers edge closer, questioning what it is and where it came from. The mysterious ship begins to open, prompting fears of what might emerge. Suddenly, a booming voice echoes from the craft as a massive armored figure rises from within. With dramatic flair, the being announces his presence in 3 thunderous words. I am Mongu. Elsewhere in the city, Rick Jones watches the news and alerts Bruce Banner to the strange monster that's landed in the park. Bruce, humbled by his own condition, says he's the last person to judge a monster. On screen, the alien Mongu addresses the crowd, declaring his intent. He's come to issue a challenge. He dares Earth's mightiest to face him in single combat. If Earth's champion wins, Mongu will leave forever. But if Mongu triumphs, his world's warriors will invade Earth. He demands someone strong enough to wield a 2-ton axe. Mongu declares he'll await Earth's response in the Grand Canyon until sunset, then departs in his spaceship. As citizens look on in awe, one murmurs what many fear: no human on Earth can defeat that brute. Rick questions whether Mongu is real, and Bruce says it doesn't matter. If he is, only one being on Earth might defeat him. Without hesitation, Bruce heads for the gamma-ray machine. The transformation begins, with Bruce's body engulfed in the mysterious rays. Within moments, he emerges as the Hulk, ready to confront the alien challenger. Hulk orders Rick to hurry up. Soon, with no apparent red flags raised about the Incredible Hulk and a 16-year-old boy renting a twin-jet aircraft and heading to the Grand Canyon together, they race into the sky, carrying them toward what promises to be one of their strangest encounters yet. The aircraft descends into the Grand Canyon. As he observes the Hulk approaching, Mongu scoffs that someone actually dared accept his challenge, unaware of Hulk's true power. Rick notes that Mongu's confidence might fade once he sees who he's up against. Mongu theatrically welcomes Hulk, saying he's the one he's been waiting for, but Hulk is suspicious. Grabbing Mongu's massive club, Hulk tears it apart and reveals it's made of cardboard and cork. The whole thing is a phony, he growls. Mongu then reveals a hidden trap. Soldiers suddenly emerge from the spacecraft and surrounding area. Mongu, now exposed as a fraud, reveals the challenge was a setup all along. The phony Mongu reveals himself as Boris Monguski, a Soviet agent whose mission is to capture the Hulk and bring him behind the Iron Curtain. He boasts that Soviet scientists will study Hulk's secrets and create an army of similar warriors. Rick panics at the sight of the heavily armed platoon, but Hulk dismisses the threat. With Rick warning him of the danger, Hulk bellows that he'll take them all on and dares the soldiers to try. Suddenly, he leaps high into the air, moving with incredible speed despite his size. Soldiers open fire but can't land a shot. Hulk slams down like a meteor, unleashing a shockwave that sends troops flying. The ambush has backfired. Hulk's raw power is beyond anything they were prepared to face. Hulk taunts the stunned soldiers and begins gathering up their weapons as Rick warns him about a soldier with a live grenade. Hulk grabs it mid-air and he detonates it in his fist, unfazed. But another threat emerges. A hidden operative inside the spaceship uses a powerful sound gun designed to overwhelm Hulk's sensitive hearing. The ear-splitting waves paralyze Hulk with pain, and he cringes as the sonic assault takes hold. However, Bruce Banner's intellect combined with Hulk's strength gives him a solution. He pounds a hole into the earth and tunnels underground to escape the sonic waves. Out of reach beneath the surface, Hulk finds refuge, shielding his ears from the weapon's torture through sheer physical force and quick thinking. Seconds after escaping underground, Hulk erupts from the rocks beneath the enemy ship. With the sonic weapon silenced, he seizes one of the crew and begins ripping the craft apart with his bare hands, revealing it's no alien vessel but a cleverly disguised military plane. As terrified soldiers scatter, one shouts that Hulk is unstoppable. But their leader reveals a hidden threat. They've captured Rick Jones and demand Hulk's surrender or Rick will be harmed. Rick urges Hulk not to worry, but the situation has turned against them. Hulk warns them they're trapped without escape, but the enemy leader smugly reveals a secret helicopter hidden in the hills, now en route to extract them, with Hulk as their prisoner. Hulk swiftly counters the enemy's escape plan by tearing a wing from the wrecked aircraft and hurling it at the incoming helicopter. His throw shreds the landing gear, halting the descent and cutting off their getaway. Overwhelmed, the enemy troops surrender. Hulk orders them to remove their belts, then binds them together himself. When asked why, he answers grimly, they're going on a trip. Hulk carries them skyward, attaches them to the helicopter's tow cable, warning their commander to ensure they're headed back to Vodka Land, or he'll return with no mercy. Rick cheers as the threat departs, but Hulk reminds him he wasn't doing it for fun, he meant business. Hours later, the once-empty plateau buzzes with military activity. Investigators confirm the alien ship was just a disguised Soviet jet, and the entire event was an elaborate hoax. Traces point to the Hulk's involvement, leading officials to assume he orchestrated the deception to be seen as a hero. Public sentiment turns. Even General Ross doubles down on capturing him. But far beneath the ocean, the Hulk returns to a secret underwater lab and exposes himself once more to the gamma rays. Bruce Banner emerges, exhausted but alive, and is greeted by Rick Jones. As they walk out of the hidden chamber together, Bruce leans on Rick, drained from the ordeal, knowing the Hulk's story is far from over.